What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I'm going to show you guys the best team composition that you can use in Pain Cage against the Machiavelli boss, who's actually weak to ice. Now, I've actually tried a few different team compositions to see what can really achieve the best damage possible. And really, guys, I mean, there's always going to be a lot of variables, especially in a game like PGR, because it really depends on your skill, how well you dodge, how well you have your characters build, whether they're double S, triple S, and all these different compositions, right? The teams that I'm going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be using 4 different characters, right? We're obviously going to be using Wanshi. He's a must-have. He's an A-rank character. You should be using him for your ice team. And he's going to be triple S. And we're also going to be trying out Chang Yu, who is a tank ice support. And then we're also going to be using Lucia, of course, Lucia Plume, who's at double S. And we're going to be throwing in Ayla as well, because Ayla actually offers elemental resistance down whenever you use her, whenever you're using her QTE, which is very, very helpful. And we're going to see which one of these compositions actually works the best against this guy, because this dude is not easy. I mean, he's not that difficult a boss to fight, but his HP pull is insane. And just to let you guys know something, I could have done a little different comparison. My Triple S Nier team actually does worse than using my ice team. That's right. Triple S Nier actually does a little worse than my ice team. Not a whole lot, but a little bit, which is just crazy, right? I mean, that's an expensive team, but yet because Machiavelli is weak to ice, we're just going to do a lot more damage with these guys. So these are the teams that we're going to be using. We're going to be doing 3 separate teams. There are more if you guys choose to do so, but these are the 3 that I opted to try to use, right? So the first team that I'm going to show you guys is these 3 characters right here, right? So Lucia right now, and with this team composition, has 2 Fredericks and 4 Hannahs on her, right? And the reason she's got those 2 Fredericks is because Wanshi here, he's going to be running the Zawane set, and we're going to be using him kind of as a damage dealer, and he's going to have the Guinevere's on him to add that resistance buff. And then Chang Yu here is going to be our Da Vinci holder with the Icinus. Because we're putting Icinus on Chang Yu, we don't want to have Icinus on Lucia because they don't stack on top of each other. We got to have separate debuffs applied to each of these characters. So that's the reason we got to set up this way. Now that's going to be the first team that I'm going to show you guys. The next team that I'm going to show you is this one right here, right? We're going to have Lucia, Ayla, and Wanshi. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the switcheroo with these 2 characters. In one run that you guys are going to see, Ayla is going to be the Da Vinci holder with 2 Gloria. She's actually going to have 2 Glorias on her. These cards right here that actually do apply elemental resistance, which is nice, a 2-piece set. So she'll have a 4-piece on her with a 2-piece Gloria. And then Wanshi will still have that Zawane set with 2 Guinevere's, and Lucia will actually have 2 Einsna instead of Frederick for that run, because we don't have Einsna on Wanshi's, obviously. We're going to be running the Guinevere's, and we don't have Einsna on Ayla because Einsnas only work on characters that have a certain elemental resistance. So like Chang Yu, since he has ice resistance down, since he's a nice dealing damage character, the Einsnas will work with him as far as our ice team, but if we put the Eisna on a character that is physical like Ayla, we won't get that extra ice damage. It won't debuff anymore. So that's why we got to run it this way. So the Eisnas are going to be on Lucia. There's going to be 2 Guinevere's with a Zawane set on Wanshi, and then a Da Vinci with 2 Glorias. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch these guys around. And in the third run, you guys are going to see Wanshi with a Da Vinci and 2 Guinevere's on him. And then Ayla is actually going to end up having the Zawane set, at least that's what I'm calling it, with 2 Glorias. She's actually going to be set up like this, right? She's going to have this little setup right here. These babies are going to buff up that elemental resistance, which is nice, which really adds on to Ayla's kit as far as using her QTE. And then we're just going to have a Da Vinci set with 2 Guinevere on Wanshi to see which is really the best team composition. Now, like I said earlier, guys, you can use other setups as well. I mean, if you wanted to with Wanshi, you could throw on, 2 Samanthas, 2 Guinevere's, 2 Glorias to get all those debuffs. If you wanted to do that, you have the lanterns here, although a lot of players don't have lanterns. These are the Samanthas that also offer resistance down, but I tried using runs with all those on Wanshi, and really I just seem to do better with the teams that I'm going to show you, the team compositions that I'm going to be showing you guys. And just like in the second run, the third run, Lucia will have 2 Eisnas, the 4 Hannahs, for Da Vinci on Wanshi with 2 Guinevere's, and then a Dwayne set with 2 Glorious on Ayla. And spoiler alert, guys, this team setup actually did the best for me. Again, there's always variables when you do these runs. Maybe for some players out there, maybe you would do better with a different run. And again, it also depends on the level of your characters, right? Your gameplay, the level of characters, how well you can dodge. All these things come into play whenever you're playing PGR, really, especially when it comes to optimal damage. And obviously, guys, no matter what team you use, you should always have Lucia's leadership enacted. You should always have it enacted, and you should always be bringing her in secondly. That way, she already has some of her ice gauge built up, and then when she goes into her skills, she can do three pings, and then boom, she can automatically go into her signature and do tremendous damage, which is exactly what you want in Phantom Pain Cage. But this is what happened to me, right? This is the team that I did the best with. Just having a Da Vinci on Wanshi with 2 Guinevere's, having the Dwayne set with 2 Glorias on Ayla, and then having the 4 Hannahs with 2 Aisna on Lucia. This is what I just seem to do the best with, really. I mean, it's going to be really nice whenever Chrome shows up in the next patch, because he is just going to be so much better to have on the team. Your ice team is just going to be so much stronger, and that's definitely going to be the best ice team then. It's just right now we got Chang Yu, we have Ayla. Those are 2 tank choices that we can use in here. And I really found that Ayla just performs better than him. She procs that Dwayne set to get all that extra ice damage. She just procs this whenever she does her QTE, right? 30% chance to cause frost for 5 seconds while attacking, right? Chang Yu doesn't do a lot of hits. You can't really use it on Wanshi either, because he doesn't use a lot of hits either when he does his QTE. So it's really best to put this on her. You could put it on Lucia Lotus as well, and it works really well on Lucia Lotus. But Ayla has elemental resistance down in her kit whenever she does her QTE, so that makes her a little bit better for this, so you can get a little bit more, ice shred in there to do more damage. But let me know what you guys think about all these runs. Let me know what team compositions you use, what memories you like to use on whatever characters. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. G2+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.